So as far as I understand it, this is Penencho Peak in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And all down there is a conservatory. I'm going to be climbing down this side of this mountain here. It was real kind of, it's close to the edge. Like, you could definitely hurt yourself if you weren't careful. But over there's a conservatory. And I think it looks really cool to see what nature is doing without human influence, especially in these hard to reach areas. So that's awesome. Look at all those trees, just tree and tree and tree. I also like how I've seen minimal chemtrails since I've been in New Mexico. The sun is bright, so that's awesome. There has been some, but much less than we would have seen in the same amount of time in Ontario, that's for sure. Anyway, God bless. So over there is the first big hill I climbed, or mountain. And now, off in the distance there, that one's not accessible as far as I understood. And it'd also be quite the adventure beyond where I did. But this is one of the other peaks. Pinoche Peak. You guys know that Who song? I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles and miles. Sorry, that would have been better if I wasn't completely out of breath. So as far as I understand it, these houses are clay. And I think it's really beautiful. I absolutely 100% would want to live in a clay house. In fact, I'm going to have to make a friend who lives in a clay house so I can go visit them. Because these things look absolutely amazing. It's also pretty funny as a Canadian seeing all these people in their like most intense winter jackets, and I'm been literally shirtless for like 6.5 hours. Oh, that's a small exaggeration. I've been shirtless since like 10:30, and I'm at 2:30. Yeah, so 4 hours. It's 8 degrees here right now, but that sun, it cooks. It cooks real nice. This trip is going real fast. Definitely, if I did a trip like this again, I would have a chance to slow down a lot more. But I gotta keep moving so I can get everything done at a timely manner. Right now I'm en route to some cliff cave dwellings, which sounds freaking awesome. But I don't exactly know what to expect. Look at this beautiful building. Some kind of church or something. And some art, temporary art. I missed out on the tour because I was a little late, too busy climbing a mountain, but it's a pretty amazing spot. You can see it goes way down there. Not only that, but they had structures on the top of the little mountain as well. And I just love this architecture around here. Seems like a pretty awesome spot. It's too bad I missed the tour, but life happens. Anyway, much love.
This place will not hold you. It will not keep you. Not how you are.
You must bring me back. Tell Mom. Tell Mom she can bring me back.
I will do anything to bring you back.
So the woman who checked me into the exhibit, mention these. So cool. What a space. I see you. All right, beautiful people, welcome to this wonderful video. So you may or may not know this, but I was basically just winging this whole trip, and I was making these plans like the day before or the morning of. So I started this trail based on a recommendation by my mom, but I didn't really know that it was a mountain until I was like an hour and a half into the hike. I'm like, and then all of a sudden I look back and I'm like, So yeah, it was pretty amazing. It's definitely a small mountain, but it gets a lot of elevation. So I climbed up that small mountain. Sorry about this little piece there that doesn't have a picture of anything, but it's incredible. The views from up being so high above the surrounding area, I absolutely loved it. It was a fantastic time, but it turned what I was hoping was like a 2 or 3 hour adventure into a 5 hour adventure. And it kind of played with the rest of the day a little bit, resulting in me being late for my next thing, which was checking out these old cave houses from the local tribes. And you'll see what I could see from basically the parking lot in that in a bit. But this mountain was just incredible, such a joy, and I did the whole thing shirtless, so it was great working on your tanning, getting that exercise, all the beautiful views. That's called King's Rock or something like that. It kind of stands out from the landscape a little bit. So I wanted to see that before I disappeared from the mountain high, but I did 2 peaks, and yeah, that was some lava stone that I was taking pictures of here, which was peculiar to look at. Analyzing the geology of the areas was important to me. And yeah, made it all the way back. Can't believe it. And there it is. That's where it is. Atala Mountain. Anyway, moving on. I went and I tried to get to a place. It said it closed at 4. I tried to call them. I get there and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, last tour starts at 2:30." It's like, why'd you say it closed at 4 if you're gonna say it closed at 2:30? But it is what it is. It was a beautiful drive out to this spot, and you'll see shortly. Like even from the parking lot, I got a little bit of value. Just talking about the native cultures that have lived in this area for a long time. It's unfortunate what the Spanish did, destroying their culture and stuff like that. But very cool, very established area in Pueblo. Amazing. When I was driving away from this area, I saw 2 cows walking down the street together as though it was like boyfriend, girlfriend, and they were just walking down the street, just super casual, no like sign of ownership or anything like that, just walking down the street, holding hands basically. It was a very interesting sight to see going down the side of the highway, just so casual. Yeah, and yeah, lots of rich cultural heritage throughout this area. I did the museum first, but you'll see shortly these cave dwellings. So I thought it was pretty amazing. I really wanted to check it out, but I will do that tomorrow on February 1st. You'll see I go and do a cave dwelling. So for now, just enjoy this. The cave dwelling I go into is not anywhere near established like these, but still amazing adventure. And obviously, these areas you can only go in through with a guide, which is unfortunate because both it speaks about the dishonest nature of humans and the lack of trust we have in society. That looked like some kind of cooling area. But yeah, this kind of view is where I saw the 2 cows. And then welcome to the eternal house of meowness or madness, or the Meow House of Eternal Madness. I don't know, something like that. It's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And what an amazing spot, filled with eclectic art and creativity. And it just brings you into a whole different world. As you saw with the videos earlier, it's not that big of a space, but somehow there's like 30 or 35 rooms or so of just completely different vibes, and it just fits together so seemingly. There's like a story. I couldn't do it because it only was licensed to American phones or something, but apparently there's some kind of story to it where they're tripping through the multiverse and they like break down and end up getting distorted. And it was very interesting as somebody who actively works in the multiverse to see someone's interpretation. You end up on spaceships and under the water and all kinds of crazy themed ideas. I just had the best time, honestly. This was one of the highlight spots of my whole trip before I went and after I went as well. Just so cool, all the things going on here. It was so amazing. And while I'm at this, I was actually talking to a woman I met on Tinder. Her name was Jewel, and she very travel friendly person, very happy to meet and connect with people that are traveling and offer recommendations and stuff. So we went and I met her at a show later, and then we went and had some food, and she gave me some contacts, and wonderful lady. I'm calling her the Jewel of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Even though I think she's already moved back to California, she'd been in Santa Fe and she has family there, so she'd been in Santa Fe for a while. It was time for her to get back to other family. But look at all this, and like you go into random corridors, like you open fridges and you walk through and dive into washing machines, and you end up, totally foreign places. Just the whole thing's just magical and ridiculous and mind bending and so beautiful. So beautiful. I just had such a perfect time. I was probably in there for like 2.5, 3 hours, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was by myself, so that 3 hours is a long 3 hours. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Look at this room. This room, a lot of people really liked that room. It was really trippy. I loved the art too. The art was just splendid. Just the ideas and the creativity, just mind-boggling. Here's like some 90s culture vibes. Here I am in another spaceship looking thing. Clearly having a great time. There's lots of foreign creatures. Here's the washing machine you dive into and you end up in another dimension. Oh, and here's some like 70s kind of vibe room. Pretty cool. And not sure what to make of this one. This was like Alien Dragon Room. I don't know. I'd love to hear what the staff call the different rooms because they probably have the funniest names. It was like Demon Dog looking feller. Hey, guy. And some Shiva Kali vibe. You might not be able to read all these, but they are pleasant if you want to pause them. Some kind of teleprompter you can interact with. The idea of the installation was that you touch everything and you can kind of get a vibe from everything. Eat the rich, good saying. And so there's a lot of hidden little secrets and stuff, which was really cool. I'd love to go back there with some kids, honestly, watch the kids enjoy all the magic of that kind of place. Or, anybody of curiosity. These were the guys that were singing. Not sure why it was so dark in the video, but they have a little arcade in there and you can play some games for free, and they were awesome. This was one of the AI. Oh, that was actually a fortune-telling robot. Cuphead here I played for a bit. It was interesting. Some kind of Mario kind of ripoff, but it was cool enough that the culture was different. And yeah, so after I leave this installation, I go to a show at the As Above, So Below distillery and checked out an amazing glam rock band called Glitz, Biarritz. And they did 2 sets, one with like half their band and one with like their full band. And it was amazing, like so perfect. The woman did Cherry Bomb, like such a classic punk rock tune. I was so excited to see it and feel it. And here's where I went and ate. They had amazing food, open late. It was so cool. I went there with Jewel, and yeah, great times. So thank you
Just
so
loved
much
Santa
for
Fe.
watching.
It was so
amazing. Highly recommend.
Like I said, Santa Fe was absolutely incredible. A huge highlight for the trip. Climbing a mountain unexpectedly, that art exhibit. Almost got to see the cave dwellings there. The music was perfect, like punk rock is my scene, and then to even meet a local, that was really great too. So love Santa Fe, would highly recommend. It would definitely be a place I would go back in a heartbeat, especially if I had some friends to take to that spot that I mentioned, that art spot, and or to climb that mountain and or do the cave dwelling. I could do any of that again. It was such a great time. Loved it. Beautiful culture too. The whole town has such a upbeat, like artsy kind of vibe, which is really awesome. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience. Much love and blessings. We'll chat again soon.